Hi YouTube, here is my 1993 Hoover Turbopower 1000 U2814. Now at the time this was Hoover's all-singing, all-dancing flagship model with all the bells and whistles. This was their top-end upright, and it was very expensive for its time. It was about £220 when it came out, which was about 1993. Or the end of 92, and that was expensive. I mean, the DC01 when that came out in 93 was 199. So, you know, and the way they did actually make an advert for this particular model, and the way they made it, the way they put it across was that it was aimed at people with a higher income, people that were better off, basically. So yeah, it was an expensive cleaner, but it's a very nice machine. It's very good as well. It's basically a Turbopower 2, but with an extra 200 watts motor power. That's it, really. But yeah, it's in a lovely lagoon green metallic finish, which, as you can see, the metallic means that it has these glittery specks all over the plastic, and it does go right through to the other side. As you can see there, it does go right through. So there was two models of Turbopower 1000. There was the U2812 and the U2814. Now I do have both models, and the only difference between this and the model below it was the permabag. The U2812, which was in blueberry metallic, basically blue, didn't come with the permabag and was to be used with paper bags, whereas this model came with the permabag as standard, but you can still use it with bags if you want to, and vice versa with the blueberry metallic colour, the model below this. But both cleaners were the top end of Hoover's range. Having owned this one now, I do prefer the look of this one to the blue one, but that's just me. But at least I've got both of them, so they are quite nice when you put them next to each other. But anyway, this cost me about £26 including postage. I found it on Gumtree, thanks to the help of one of my collector friends, so thanks very much, you know who you are. So when this arrived, it was sort of jammed forward. It came to about here, like it was leaning forward, and it must have happened in transit. So when I actually tried to release the handle like that, and when I pressed the pedal, it wouldn't release. It was just jammed. So when I had to unscrew it to actually free it, but it's all right now. In a result of it being jammed right forward, it put a little crack about that long in the chassis underneath, but I put a bit of glue on it and it's alright now. I mean, it's only a little problem. So let's give you an overview of this. First, I'd like to point out that the chassis, which I haven't cleaned up yet, I have cleaned this, but I mean I haven't polished it and got the marks off. The chassis is actually green to match the body, which I thought was quite cool because they're usually grey, especially on the later models. So it says Turbopower 1000 edge cleaning. You've got a grey rubber bumper which runs all the way around. Familiar Hoover 4-position height adjustment, so you've got short to medium, medium to long and hard floors, and high pile carpet or shag pile carpet and tools mode. But I normally leave it on the second setting. Here we've got a exhaust grill with a micro filter in it. The exhaust grill is also green. This is another thing that would have been grey on later models. Not of 1000, I mean later Turbopower 2 models. It would have also come standard with an air freshener, being the top end model. So there is a little Hoover branding there. And it says, by appointment to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, manufactures vacuum cleaners and laundry equipment, Hoover Limited, Merthyr Tydfil. There's a nice shot of that metallic finish there. Very, very nice. A blanking piece there where there would have been a piston on earlier models. I don't think there was ever a piston bag check indicator on Turbopower 1000 models, but there was definitely a piston bag check indicator on very early Turbopower 2 models. So here's the sales sticker. See if I can focus any better. It says Hoover Turbopower 1000 Permabag System, U2814, powerful 1000 watt motor, new Permabag System 2, no paper bags, unique auto sense, senses the power you need, power boost, 180% improved tool suction, 80% improved 5-level filtration, all comparisons against previous Turbopower models, registered trademarks, and the Hoover logo there. There's some specs that are actually printed onto the bag door here, which says Permabag System 2, Auto Sense, and 1000 watts. There's the release button for the bag door, which just comes off. So there's your Permabag. It says on it there, Permabag System 2. It just pulls off like that. And to empty it, you press in these two red tabs and it lifts off. And there are these two dirt release tongs, as I believe they're called, which are supposed to assist the pulling out of any debris that's collects in this container. So it's just a little box really, and it's supposedly made of this material called Permalon, and it's supposed to be a porous plastic fabric. You can wash this, so you can pop this seal off and then the whole thing will come out of its cage here, which is a lot easier when you've got two hands. There we are. Well, you can wash it inside its cage, but I find it easier to take this out and give it a good wash. So I have washed it and it's pretty clean in there now, but it was black before. So that just fits back in. The Permabag System 2 was 110 times better than the original Permabag system. The original one was just horrendous. It leaked dust, it clogged, it was awful, basically. So you got a nice seal around the top there to seal in the suction and prevent it leaking. The whole Permabag is sealed as well, like it's sealed around there. Don't know why there's dust on it, but yeah, it is sealed all the way around. Obviously there's your compartment. You can still put a bag in. The clip is here for which the bag collar clicks underneath, so if you wanted to use bags you could do. Here's the foam pre-filter, and then another pre-filter which is a carbon filter which is supposed to reduce odours. There's the duct in there, which as you can see is quite narrow, so it can restrict airflow. They made it about double the size on the Turbopower 3 models. You can probably just see that little white thing sticking out there. That works the bag full indicator. The little PVC tube. So that just fits in there. If I tilt this back, you'll probably be able to see the sensor for which senses the dirt and sets the auto sense off. It's just this little white thing here. The Permabag just pushes back in, it doesn't click in or anything. Then the bag door fits back on. So here's the auto sense panel. You've got the on-off switch here, the boost button, which puts it at the full 1000 watts. So obviously you've got 4 LED lights here. You've got the low power setting, the auto sense setting, which is the medium power level, the high setting, which comes on when you press the boost button, and then the bag full indicator light. Oops. There we go. So yes, that's a bag full indicator light. Further up here, we've got the Hoover logo on the handle. Around to the back. The top here is a card hook which swivels 360 degrees to release the card. Now the card is 8 meters, which came standard on these 1000 models. The Turbopower 2s, it would have had a 6 meter cable, but this being the top end model, it had 8 meters. And this was rather new at the time as well. It came with a moulded plug. You'll see the card hooks are the colour to match the body, rather than the standard grey, which later Turbopower 2 models used. This lower hook also serves as a carrying handle, as well as the card storage hook. There is one at the front here. You can carry it at the front, depending on what you find more comfortable. So here are your onboard tools. You've got the hose, so it's got a straight hand grip and it's quite a narrow diameter hose, so it could get blocked, but it's the same hose that you got on the Turbomaster and Turbopower Total systems. It's very floppy, as you can see, so it won't stretch right up the stairs, but it's fine for dusting and upholstery cleaning and things, or the car. And that just fits neatly back like that. So here you have a extension wand, and inside it has a scabbard crevice tool, which Hoover called this. Just a long crevice tool really, so it's good for getting down the sides of chairs and in the car and things. So that fits back in there, and then the whole thing snaps into place there. You got a sharp crevice tool here, which doesn't look like it's seen much use. They did away with this sharp crevice tool when the Turbopower 3 came out. Now you might think, why did they give you 2 crevice tools? Well, originally on the very first Turbopower 2 models, this was just one extension wand. It didn't have the crevice tool inside it, the long one. It was just one extension wand, and that was your crevice tool. So obviously when they introduced this long scabbard crevice tool, they did away with that. So by about 94, this was terminated, basically. Here you've got a upholstery tool with a Vela strip on to assist picking up pet hairs and things. Snaps in place. Dusting brush, which has very nice soft bristles, very, very soft and long. It's kind of like curved as well, so it's at a nice angle to use. That also snaps into place. These tools won't go anywhere. They're very tight in their little garages, if you like. So let's have a look at the rating sticker here. As you can see, well, probably not. There we go. Hoover model U2814, 240 volts, 50 Hz, 900 watts to 1000 watts max. Beeb approved, serial number U281430801577. Now the U28143080 means that it was made in August 1993. Registered trademarks made by Hoover Limited, Great Britain. So it is made in the UK. Obviously you got your handle release pedal here, so it's got the locked upright position. You press it once and it reclines to operating position, then goes to 3/4 position for going over door thresholds and edges of rugs and things. Then if you press it again, it goes into the low profile position for getting under beds, and if you've got high up sofas you could go under those, or coffee tables and things. Or maybe if you're vacuuming while somebody's sat down and they lift their legs up for you, you can go whoosh right underneath them. So anyway, that's that. I've never had a problem with Turbopower 2 handle release pedals, unlike the Pure Power's infamous foot pedal. So if we recline it here, you'll see it's got the Hoover activator, which was first used in the Turbopower 1 series. It's got nice stiff bristles. Some later Turbopower 2 models had a lot softer bristles than this. But these are quite stiff, and it's got the very, very long splayed edge brushes, which get very close to the edge there, as you can see. So it's a very good brush roll with the little beta pads. Here's the old dust channel here, so you have to unscrew it if it gets blocked. They did make a quick release one which you had a little yellow thing here which you slid down to release the channel, so you could unblock it easily because it is quite narrow. So that's that. As you can see, obviously, like I said, the chassis is green. That makes it obvious by the sole plate being grey. Would have been nice to have a green sole plate, but I mean, you can't ask for everything, can you? And I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't be bothered. Right, let's get this plugged in now, because we're going on for 17 minutes now. So here we go. Let's make sure we're still focused. Right, I did notice there was a bit of cookie crumbs on the chair there, so I don't have to put anything on there. But I've got some rice here. I do prefer my famous sawdust, but I don't have any of that. So I'll have to make do with rice. So, off we go. Oops. Stay in, you naughty hose. So there we have it. It runs very well. It had new brush roll bearings. Now it does have a bit of a squeak from the front wheels, which I could get a bit of WD-40 on that to stop that. Now when you push it around, it sort of wobbles a bit like that because the back wheel is a bit worn, so it wobbles quite a lot. But it's alright, it runs very well, and it's a very nice cleaner, and I'm glad I managed to get hold of this. So hopefully you enjoyed this quite long video, as you seem to expect from me now. And thanks for watching.